it should return Amazon some shopping cart. It should return Amazon shopping cart. That's what it should return. The title have to return Amazon shopping cart. That's what we are expecting actually. Now, what developer have written and what it is returning is developer have written Amazon cart. But what client wants is Amazon shopping cart. That means some change in the title. Sometimes it may be spelling or something. Now we need to verify according to client requirement, his code is returning the same concept or not. How? First step, as I showed you, you need describe. We have to arrange, we have to tell what you are going to test. So what we are going to test, and description, you have to define describe. So here we have to use a method called describe. This describe method is expecting a title description. Description is, this is a cart title test. That is the description. It uses a callback function. We are writing a simple callback function using arrow technique. I am writing. Now in this callback function, we have to tell what should I test for title. Cart title test, we have to tell what to test. What to test? We have to test that it is returning Amazon shopping cart. That means actually we have to define it method. It indicates what expecting, what you are expecting. We are expecting description, we have to write. Description we are writing. We are expecting what? We are expecting. So expecting Amazon shopping cart as title. We are expecting Amazon shopping cart as title. That is the word we are expecting as title. And here we need to use a callback function. This function will have to test and check whether it is testing or not. That means whether it is returning or not. So what you are going to test, title. In that, what you are expecting. I am expecting, what you are expecting, that you have to define using it. I am expecting Amazon shopping cart as title. Okay, now you have to write what the result expected from developer. What developer is returning. How to do that? For that, we have to add a function called expect. Expect, what is the function name? We have to tell the function name. Function name is coming from, it is the method name coming from component dot. The method is title. So this title is returning a string. This title is returning a string. What you have to verify? I have to verify that the title is Amazon shopping cart. That means we have to tell expect the result of this function to be. We have to use to be. So you have a lot of functions. That's what generally people learn in testing. Means separate testing of frameworks. To be, truly, to be falsy, to be string, to be number, like that. You have a lot of functions. Currently, we are expecting to be matching with our string. So we say to be what? To be, actually it should be same, Amazon. So Amazon shopping cart. So Amazon shopping cart. That means we are telling that the component related title function method should return Amazon shopping cart. But see what developer written. Developer have written title, which is returning Amazon cart. That means it is not matching. Then when I run this test, it should show test failed. Why it should show test failed? Because the expecting is not matching with what client designed, what developer have designed. So what developer design and what client wants, these are not matching. Then it should show error. Means this is a testing library, so it will return error when you are testing it. So here, this is for title test. Similarly, we are writing some test for actually quantity, price. You can directly return some values. So for example, here we can pass the values in the test also. Suppose here there is another function called total. Total is expecting some parameters. After that, it will verify. We will do that. So that means we will write here what it is returning. So it is expecting a number, and it should return some number based on the parameters that you pass actually. So what we are doing here, we are defining another method. So here write a test for total, and according to client requirement, it must return. Suppose total must return some 40,000. It should return 40,000. That is the fixed value they want. That means it should return that particular result. We need to test whether the function is returning 40,000 or not. So that means a specific value it is returning or not. We are expecting a value, and that value it should return. So same, we have to write first describe, and what is that is total test. Okay, and it uses a callback function. Here we need to define it. So it is expectation. What is the expectation? Total must be 40,000. Total must be 40,000, and we are using a callback function, and we need to expect component dot total. But total is not having values. It is expecting values from you. Suppose I typed here, so 20,000, quantity is 2, and price is 20,000. Like this we are typing. And what it should to be what it should be 40,000. That is the client requirement. And the developer's function and client requirements both are matching here. That means 2 into 20, 40, it will return 40. Then it is passed. But when developer changes his values and it is not returning the same expected value, it will show failed. So this is the test that we have defined. Now remember, whenever you create a project and you are going to run the test, if that project has some other test files also, it will test all of them. So not only this file, it is going to test every file that is defined in this. We will see now. Actually, we haven't added any test file, but default some test file may be there related to app module. And default app root module will be there. For that, it may have test. So usually now, once you return the test for all your methods in the test file, so here we have to write in this file. So next step, we have to go to Amazon that is cart dot component dot spec dot ts. In this we have to add the tests. The complete environment for testing is set up. They import and implement all of that. Just we have to add two methods there. One is for a title, another one is for total. We need to configure the tests and define. So these are the tests defined and these are the tests configured. Now once these tests are defined, just you have to run the test. The last step is you need to run the test, run tests. So how do we run the test is just you have to use ng test and the project is equal to shopping. You need to handle this. ng test and shopping. That means it is going to test your project and show the test results. Just you have to run the command. Right, let's go to the file here, open this. Now you need to test from your components. Here from any location you can just run ng test. Here it is not shopping, that is project Amazon, because the test files we added into this one. So now we have to just run this from your test. So this is ng test and project is equal to Amazon. Now it is going to compile your project. It is going to run the project and it is going to open the test environment and show you whether the tests that you written are passed or failed. What are the tests you written? So whether the test pass or failed, all this information it will display. So we return only for one component, like that for every component, for all functions in the components, we write the tests. We will write the client requirements and we will check whether they are matching with the developer's logic, what they have written. So this is not actually running your project. It is first compiling. After that, it is running your project for testing, not for output, right? It is not going to display the output of your project. It is going to show only the results of testing that you have defined. That's what we are doing ng test by using. You can see it started the framework. It is launching a separate server for Jasmine Karma. And it is loading a separate framework. And you see immediately here, you can observe. Here you can clearly observe that it says there are specifications. One is others are not, which are defaultly generating these test files. The specification list, it says one failure is there. You see specification it's testing card as title that failed, total passed. So this component related other functionalities passed. Component have created, component have passed the test of total because it is returning same value, but title is failed. Why title failed? You want to see detailedly, then you click on that, then it will show why it is failed. Detailedly it will show why it is failed. You can see detailedly it will display that expected means the result coming from developer code. Developer code is coming Amazon cart, but it should be according to client requirement, it should be Amazon shopping cart. So it's not matching. So that is a failure. That means it's not working as expected. So our testing team will write all the requirements and developers will write all the logic. And our testing team will just run this file and they can verify whether the logic written by our developer is returning exactly what is expected. So they report this problem to our developers, and developer have to make changes now. So let's go to the component now. In the component, what we have to do is, so in the component, we have to change this. Our developer have to change this from Amazon cart to Amazon shopping cart. Amazon shopping cart. So we report the developer that this is the problem. Then he will change it. And once he saves that, then again the test will compile. After text compiles, so that means the compilation process is happening in the background. After compiling in the background, it is going to show the new result. So once you make the changes and you save those changes, and it is compiling with the changes that you have done. Once the compilation is finished, so you can run the tests and you can see it is just compiling again. It will take time to compile. And now you can see test is passed. That means there are no failures. There are no failures. Zero failures. That means he made the changes according to the requirement and it is passed. Suppose there is a problem in, suppose there is a problem in any function, it may be. That means suppose there is a problem in a function, like some example here is in the total function. Suppose here the total it is expecting 20,000. That means it is expecting some multiplication, but you return here some plus. That is an addition function you have written. Quantity plus price. That means our developer have written is a different logic. So our developer define different logic. Already I told you what you are doing, man. Already I told you that there are so many other test specifications which are automatically generated. What you people do during the class? Sleeping, huh? Are you sleeping during the class? I told you that already there will be so many other test files which are auto-generated. Those are all the 6 specifications. Sumant Tiwari, wake up. Huh? You invent new questions. Huh? You will be sleeping during class time and you will invent new questions. Right. So here now we have some failure. Let's see what is the failure. What is the concept here? Let's check now. One more time, we will run the test here. Specifications. What are those? The test specifications, and you see the failure is there. Test failure is there. And what is the failure here? You can see the failure. The test failure is actually it is returning to 20,000. It should be 40,000. That means the total is failed now, right? So it has to show why it is failed. So we need to tell the developer that it is returning this. Then our developer will change this. And once the developer changes according to that, then it is going to return the new results, and you run the tests again, and this time all the tests are passed. So this is basic how testing is done in general Angular applications. This is not testing, complete testing. This is just only the testing of the functions that developers write, components and all. Actually, testing is separate framework to learn. You have to learn testing frameworks. You need to be in the role of testing. Then you have to learn various tools also for testing, configurations, and this is just to have an understanding of how Angular developer can test his functions whether they are matching with the client requirement or not. This is the first basic thing. So this is how your testing works. So we will close this here and Control C, you can stop testing. Control C, it will terminate and it will disconnect, right? And automatically the browser closes where the test opens. It is not output, it is just showing you the test results, right? This is the process of testing, how we can configure, how you can define the tests, right? So in Angular testing related, what are the concepts you need to understand? So different frameworks may be used. Remember, this is just an idea. Why? Because it's not guaranteed that every company will use the same testing tools, same frameworks. They may use different frameworks. You have to learn those frameworks if you are involved in testing. Usually you are not involved in testing. If you are involved, then you have to learn those frameworks. Next, another important after knowing how to test, one more concept is how to deploy. So we need to learn about deployment. Deployment is again a different concept depending on the requirements, because actually Angular applications we can deploy. Deployment actually happens. So deployment is nothing but, so it is the process of making the application go live so that everybody can watch, everybody can use it. That is what actually deployment is. Here, two concepts will be there. We have build and deploy. Deploy. Actually, what is the concept of building is nothing but building is the process. Building is the process of checking various options like syntax errors. There may be some syntax errors. There may be code snippet errors. Code snippets means, so code blocks, that means where you started, where you ended, code blocks are not correctly configured. Dependencies issues will be there. Dependency means you need a module, but you are not importing that module. You need a library, but you are not importing that library. Provider issues will come. Null injector, you saw that injector issues will come. Provider is unable to find the library. Injector is unable to find the provider. All these are errors. So when you are building an application, these are the basic errors you will come across actually. These are all the errors that you will find. Building is the process of checking the errors. And for that, actually, we have to just use a command called ng build. When you run ng build, automatically it will compile your project and it is going to verify are there any problems or not. In Angular 15 and higher versions, they changed this command. Actually, earlier, we have to write build for production. Production means for going live. But now we don't need to do that. So because by default, it is production, it will go live. Just you have to use ng build. So now what happens is when you build, so all components, logic is bundled into a file called dist, into a dist folder. Everything is bundled into a dist folder. Once it is bundled into a dist folder, what you can do is you can deploy on servers. Actually, you have local servers, or you can deploy on cloud servers. All these days, a local server is working actually. All these days, a local server is working. That means what you are doing is all these days, you are you are using a local server. So in the beginning, I showed you You can install a live server in your machine. That live server will be used for testing your applications, or inbuilt there will be a local server which will be used for testing your application. But in real time, we can use various cloud servers. And this is a very big concept because you have to learn cloud technologies. If you don't have cloud account, you don't know any cloud servers, then you can't handle this. This is basically for defining cloud servers. So what we have to do is, I will show you a simple example. We can deploy on various cloud servers. I will show you a free one. You can try that. So we will see how to deploy on Firebase. Firebase is, you have so many. Firebase, we have Azure, we have AWS. You need to learn the cloud. You can even use into GitHub pages. You can configure anywhere. You can use even npm also. Npm have ngx deploy. These are all various options. So many are there. So we can use various libraries. So I will show you a simple Firebase cloud server, how to deploy on the server. It is free. You can try for free. It is related to Google. It's a Google cloud server. You can deploy. That means we are just learning how to handle the libraries. How do we handle the library? So that means we are learning how to make our application live so that everybody can see and everybody can use it. But remember, this requires a complete knowledge of cloud technologies to handle the cloud. But I will just give a simple overview of this, which you can even try and it will work. So I will show you the process here. First step, which project you are going to deploy, which project you are going to use, that you need to configure. So which project you are going to deploy, which project you are going to handle, you want to deploy on cloud, you need to make sure that that project is having all issues resolved. That means there are no errors in that project. Suppose we are going to use this Amazon, and make sure that when you are deploying a project, the project is having a good navigation mechanism. So that means use good routing, design a simple application with routing, and then you can easily handle it. First step is, before deploying, that means to deploy, what is the first step is, you have to build the project. You have to build project. So for that, you just run ng build, and what is the project? So we have to run the project. That means you have to define the project. What is the project? So build the project is equal to Amazon. It is going to build that project, and it is going to check is the project is perfect without any errors. If there are errors, it will report those errors. Okay. So we need to just build the project first. Okay, let's go and build the project. So ng, so build and project is equal to Amazon. So what it will do is, it is going to build your project. It is going to verify, are there any issues? If any problems are there, it will report those problems. And if there are no issues, then it is going to generate a folder called dist. It is going to generate a folder called dist. Into the dist folder, all the library is copied. That means dist folder means it is ready for deployment. It is ready for going live. And remember, so this is successful. It is deployed. That means it is perfectly configured. There are no problems in this. Everything is ready. And you can see here, you can see in your workspace, there is a dist folder created related information which is ready for deployment, So this is every project you have to do that. We need to configure that, right? That is deploying. Okay, first build is ready. After building, the next point is how to deploy on cloud. Actually, for every cloud, you need to install that cloud related environment setup. For every cloud, you need to install cloud related environment. You have to install it. Actually, for we are seeing this Firebase. So to install Firebase, so you have to set up Firebase first. You have to install Firebase tools and you need to configure them. Otherwise, it will not work. Actually, what we have to do is, I'm going to use Firebase means first open command prompt, and here you have to install npm install globally. If you install this Firebase tools globally, what is the advantage is you can use for any project, not only Angular, React, Angular, general web applications, your Java, .NET, any project, Python, PHP, any application you can install, you can deploy using Firebase tools. Now you install in your computer, it is available for any project. Any project you can do it. So you have to first install this. So this is the first thing you have to do. I already have installed Firebase tools on your terminal command prompt anywhere, and you have to run npm install globally Firebase tools. You have to just use Firebase tools. Once the Firebase tools are installed, next step what you have to do is add Firebase library to project, library to Angular application. To Angular application, you have to add Firebase project. Remember, for every cloud, different library is provided by Angular people. If you are using Azure, there is a different library. In their official website, you will find. In Azure, you will find it. So similarly, you are using npm, you are using Amazon, AWS, or something else. There are separate packages, libraries. You will get that information from their particular cloud environment, from their cloud. You are learning Joe's cloud environment, you will get it. Here, for Firebase, what is the library you have to do is, you have to just add ng add and @angular/fire. You have to write like this, Angular fire. For which project, you have to tell for which project you want to add. That means you need to define for which project you want to add. So for which project you need to add, so the project name. So project name is Amazon. That means what we have to do, ng add Angular fire, it is the library for project is equal to Amazon. You have to write like this. That means for every project, this library must be added. So just like you added materials. So ng add, and you need to define @Angular/fire. And project is equal to Amazon. We have to add that. Okay. After you are when you are adding this, so it is going to show you some options here. Now you see it is saying that it will install this what is this? This is installed latest version. It is showing some 7.5 version is there. It will install that 7.5 version. So do you want? So yes, we want it. So then what we have to do is, here, before installing, one more work you have to do. What you have to do is, so now you have to go to the Firebase website, and create a new project. You have to create a new project there. So go to Firebase website here. This is Firebase. So firebase.com You can open this Firebase Google. This is the official. And here you can go to, in this website, you can go to console. You log in with your Google account. They will provide a free cloud account for you. So actually it is also having a paid service, but you just create a free, go to console. In the console, it will show you the projects related information. I already have one project. It is asking add a project. You click add a project. It is asking what is your project name. What is the project name? You enter some project name. I am giving the project name as Angular. So I'm giving Angular is, you see, this is the code it is showing, means it is already there. I'm saying Angular Amazon, Angular Amazon shopping, shop. I have just given Angular Amazon shop. So Angular Amazon shopping, Angular shopping is there, I think. Yeah, that means it is giving some names. Angular shopping, Amazon, because it is showing some codes, means it is already taken. So I will do one thing. So Angular Amazon, that is also there. Angular shop Amazon, this is also there. I think Amazon is already taken. I will create here Angular shop. Angular smart shop, something like this. Okay, it is there. I'm just giving Angular smart shop, that is the name. Okay, after defining Angular smart shop, just continue and just click on continue. So you select account. Account is your free default account. Generally your paid accounts, everything will come here. Just select a free account and you click on create project. Now it is creating a project. First you add a new project into your cloud account, and Angular smart shop is our project name. After you create a new project, now you run this command. You created a new project in the Firebase. After creating a free project, you can run Angular add Firebase. Okay, Angular Smart Shop project is ready. Continue. So a project is created successfully. Once the project is created successfully, now what we have to do? We have to run this command. That means you run this command. So this is the command you have to run. Ng add Angular file and project is Amazon. I'm running this and it is asking, would you like to proceed? Yes. Now here it will install all the library required for publishing your project on cloud account. Now in this environment, it will ask some series of questions like which Firebase account you want to use. You have to select your Firebase account and it will ask what you want to publish. Such basic things we have to define. Okay, it is installed and it is asking you the options here. You can see it is asking which feature you want to use. Generally, what is the feature we want to use here is we want to use only for hosting, not for databases or others. So just you have to select hosting, ng deploy hosting. This is what you need to choose. So it is asking for which purpose you want to use. We are using for hosting. Select that and enter the feature that you want. So you have to define the feature. The feature is deploy. This is the feature you want to use. So that feature you have to select. After selecting the feature, it will ask into which project you want to deploy. It will ask you the project name also. Now it is going to get the information about the project and it is going to use. It will ask which account you want to use. If there are multiple accounts logged in on your computer, it will ask which account you want to use. You can select the account of Google where you created this project. Now it is asking which account. I currently have my email account that I selected and enter. That means which account you need to use. Now it is asking, do you want to create a new project or use existing project? We have to use existing project. Our existing project is Angular Smart Shop. We have to select the project where to deploy Angular Smart Shop. Okay. Now we selected the project. So now it is asking, so it is showing that it is going to create, it is going to use this one. That means this is your website address. Or you want to create a new. We don't want to create a new, this is enough. So we will select that and enter. It is done. Now actually what happens is a URL is given to you. This is our website address. But here there is nothing. Here there is nothing because we just connected, but all the project files need to be uploaded. In order to upload all the project files, one more step is there. What you have to do is you have to run the command. You have to run the command ng deploy. You have to run the command ng deploy. That's it. Now, after this URL is given to you, deploy. Now you finally upload all your project files there. You have to run the command ng deploy. Ng deploy what? Deploy project. So deploy, so project. Which project? Amazon. That is what you have to do. You have to deploy the project Amazon. Now, when you run this, what happens? It is going to push all the files into your cloud account now. Now here it is going to upload all the project into the, all your project files are being uploaded into that cloud account and your URL will be ready. Different cloud accounts have different process. All cloud accounts say not same. That means if you are learning Azure or you are learning something else, you have to learn there how to do it. Okay. So it is uploading all your files, finalizing everything ready. Now you can see this is the URL ready, hosting URL. Let's copy this URL and let's visit that URL. For everyone, it is available. Suppose I am posting this URL here. You can see, you can access that URL there, and you can see here your project is running. That project is running. All the features of that project will be running. Your admin all, right? It is going to display all. So whatever you define. But actually, when you are publishing server side, client side, lot of integrations will be there. All such server client integrations, cloud technologies will teach you. This is just to understand how to push our application and make it live. You design a simple application with all the interface without using any databases and all, then it will easily work. Because if you are using databases, your server side technologies have to teach you how to upload the database, deploy it in the cloud technologies. It's a very huge concept. So, but the basic process you have learned, how do we deploy? So how we can make the applications live, so that whenever you develop any application, any small project you designed, you can make it live and you can show it to others. That means, suppose you can put this in resume as a fresher. So you can say that I developed an application with Angular. This is my URL. And you can show that to anybody who wants, right? Because in your resume also, you can put just a link of that, so that anyone, if they want to see what work you have done, they can see from here. That's a very good approach of showing your work, what you have done. This is required through cloud, and Firebase is enough. So by using Firebase, you can manage. So you try Firebase. So similarly, other cloud accounts will be there, but different cloud environments they are. For you, Firebase or GitHub pages, these are enough. So this is basic of deployment, how we can publish and deploy the applications, right? Yeah. So this will be, these are free cloud accounts. Huh? We are using free cloud accounts. If you pay money, they will be permanent. And free cloud accounts also will give you access free, but they have a limit. They will allow you to create 6 projects or 7 projects like that. You can't create more than that. And they can't keep your projects lifelong because you are not paying free. So for that, you have to pay money for that and get a cloud account so that you can have your projects for lifelong. Yeah? So, but this is enough. This works, right? This is deployment, how deployment happens, right? So technically, I already told you, all databases, configurations, everything you need to upload. Understood? Right? So it is not like in 5 minutes you will learn about cloud technology. Cloud technology is very huge. That's what I said. So if you are dealing with cloud hosting, why do you think people learn cloud technologies? Right? That means they have to learn all this process, means uploading, accessing everything, right? You are using fake store man, but you are using from our API services. You are not directly accessing fake store. Understood? I don't know who are you people. What I am telling, I think you are dumb. You are unable to understand. Those are all not your databases. Every database you are going to use for your account, all these to be integrated into cloud accounts. Even you are using an API URLs, they are also need to be integrated into cloud accounts. Understood? Right? Right. So this is just a basic deployment process. How do we work, right? Fine. So with this is all the concept you need to know in Angular, and with this we finish all the concept of Angular. Okay. So you practice all these concepts, and in the classroom, I will enable the comments and all. If you have any doubts, you can post the doubts into the classroom so that we can get back to you. Okay. So with this, we finish all the concepts. I will upload all these notes and information, and I will upload some FAQs related to questions asked in interviews. You can go through all of them and you can try. Okay. So we finish all the concept, whatever is there for your syllabus and content we discussed here. Okay. So if you have any more doubts, you can post into the classroom. We can get back to you. Okay. Thank you very much. Right. So yeah, from Monday, there is a new JavaScript batch, that is JavaScript in depth. If anybody don't know JavaScript, you can attend that JavaScript batch. It's not a free batch. It is a separate JavaScript batch. Okay. Right. You contact the admin people, they will let you know. Okay. Right. Classroom will be completely there. Okay. Classroom will be there forever. You can access that. I will upload the interview questions and all. Okay. Yes, completed. Whatever topics are meant for you, we finished all those topics. It's completed for today. We are not sure when the second batch starts, right? Your full stack people have to announce when it starts. Yeah, you can try. I will upload all the interview questions, FAQs and all.